Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Around the beginning of the season, I really wanted to take a look at the Ojer Axonil deck and really see what we could do with it through this whole, like, Markov or Karlov Manor thing. I almost did it. I almost got through the season without messing that up. But the fun thing about this deck, it actually still does work. I've been playing it in best of 3 and, like, paper tournaments, so I figure let's run it back on Arena and see if this deck is still any good in its current iteration. And at the end of the video, I also want to talk about a card coming out in the next set that I think actually works for this deck very well. For now, though, let's go with 4 Commando Phase Kakazan, because this card's just good. It deals damage. Obviously, this works great if you have an Axonil out. We are playing Play with Fire, because it's a cheap burn spell. Voldaren Epicure, because this does help us dig to some of our bigger answers, but also just deals damage. Heartflame Duelist. This is one of the few decks where you can play Heartflame Duelist and actually get a lot of life off of it. But being able to deal 3 damage is actually helpful, and having a 3/1 body doesn't hurt. We are playing Kessig Flame Breather as well, because we have a lot of instants. Some Lightning Strikes alongside Lightning Helix, so we can just have all the direct burn damage. We are playing a Chandra as well, because that's cheap damage and can also help us dig. Of course, because we're playing Ojer Axonil, we're just loading up on a full set of these. We're also going to play an Urbrass, because this is actually kind of neat to just going off sometimes later in the game. As is Virtue of Courage. I think this is a card that people forget about, but with so many direct damage spells, once we have like 6 or 7 mana, you can just chain off and almost just kill your opponent. And that all works well with Quintorius Khan because, well, you're playing all those cards from exile, which ends up being extra damage as well. The one thing I will say about this deck, though, is please in the comments refrain from saying, you should be playing War Leader's Call. No, we shouldn't. We only have like 16 creatures, and some of them we don't even want to play immediately. This is not the, like, when you play the War Leader's Call, you want to have a lot more creatures, tokens and whatever, to get the big chunks of damage in. We're not going to be able to do that here. However, if you want to play it, it's still a good card, go for it, but I don't want it in this version for me. That said, if you want to check this version out, you can always go to the description down below. Of course, it'll take you to a Moxfield link where you can just download this deck and have some fun with it, but hang around and let's see if it actually still holds up against all the stuff that's come out since Karlov Manor. Ooh, we get to go first here. I think I'm going to keep this. And since we're going first, I think I'm just going to go Epicure on 1 and then play a tap Bivouac on 2 and play the other Epicure. I don't think we lose any major value not being able to shoot something on 2 here. Actually, you lose no value, it looks like. So that's great. Love that. What I love about this, too, is because there's so much of the Boros Convoke tokens running around, there's a lot of stuff where people see and they start going like, oh, well, obviously, you know, this is that type of deck. And it's like, nope, that's not what's going on here at all. Okay, we're going to get rid of this so we can keep attacking. Problem is, this is the one deck that I don't see much in paper that I don't know if we can actually beat. If we're being real, like, we almost have to have Axonil stick and be able to do like ridiculous things. Otherwise, I don't know if we can do it. Like, even here, as crazy as this is, I don't want to discard National because that deck tends to also play like ill-timed explosion, but I don't think I have a choice here. I need to look for a 4th land, plus I need to have burn available afterwards, which kind of sucks, but we do have creature lands here, so that's something. Alright. Do they have their ill-timed explosion? Or some other sweeper. Could be burn down the house, whatever. Would all be equally bad. Benefit, we get to turn Axonil into a land, we have some options, so that's a thing, but still not great. If they don't, then if we find a couple of burn spells, we could finish them here. Okay, this is promising-ish. I mean, their land's still coming to play on tap, so they can still do crazy stuff here. Alright, they didn't do anything. Ah, was not a burn spell, though. That's what we were really hoping for. That's what we really wanted to happen. Okay. Now what? Deciding if I get to attack with the land here or not. I think I have to try. Because if not, the plan is just Virtue, draw a card. But I think I'm going to attack. And then can still respond with Virtue as they go to kill our Ojer Axonil or bounce it here or something. Yep. That's what I thought. Alright. So then they go down to 6. Okay. Also, if they duplicate something here, it'll be small, so that's also to our benefit. Aftermath Analyst. Crap. They're going to gain a bunch of life now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so they go to 11. Oddly, this is still doable. I mean, this looks crazy, but I didn't think it was going to get this close. I thought they were going to pull out in front of us a little bit too quick, but this is totally doable. Like, if we stick this Virtue of Courage, and let's say it lives, then we follow up with Ojer Axonil to try to combo if we can find a burn spell. Yeah, you got it. You're going to have all the mana in the world. There's nothing I can do here. That does slow us down a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I am going to... Ooh. I was just saying I was going to use that to deal the 1. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 4 damage. Plus whatever burn would be 4 damage. That's just not enough. It's so close. So close. Because I kind of want to... If there's a land on top... You know what? Let's just pass. I think it's better to wait. I mean, I don't have anything great for them to copy. I mean, they could duplicate a billion Voldaren Epicures, I guess. That'd be wild. Do a bunch of damage to us with our own cards. That's legit. Can't copy Nissa, really. She's legendary. Could copy our Virtue of Courage, but unless they're just playing... I mean, I don't know. I guess they're going to play a big World Souls Rage here. That would do a lot of damage. 9, 10 we'd take. And then they'd gain another 5 life or whatever. Yep, that makes sense. They only did it for 4, which means we're about to get set up for something here. So they probably just have another one. Alright, if they're doing this, I'm going to assume they have it. There's no point in us playing on here, I don't think. But we'll see. Kind of have to boring to sit through all these, but you got to do it. I'm assuming if they have any other duplicate spell or World Souls Rage, we're just dead. Because then you just play the Aftermath Analyst, you do this all over again. Go to like 19 or whatever, and then we die. I mean, I assume that's what we're doing. I mean, who knows? It's possible they don't have a finishing card in hand, and we're still playing Magic, but I doubt it. All right, you get all the things. Problem is, they're going to be at 21, so like to be able to finish them is going to be way tough. Only good news is they have used 2 Aftermath Analysts, but have only used 1 Sky Turtle, so they have plenty of ways to find more answers, plus only 1 World Souls Rage. So a billion things we could still die to that could give them a lot of life. But you know, we'll see what happens. This is a case, too, where we really didn't draw any burn this game. Just the 1 spell. And had we been able to kill Nissa, that would have stopped this whole chain of events. So a little bit unlucky in this game as well. I mean, I'm assuming they're just going to burn us, though, right? That's what all this was been about? No, they don't have it. Oh, game on, folks. Game on. Wow, that's sick. All right, we're going to tap this for colorless because we're going to need all this other mana. That much I can promise you. Though I will say this. There is a thing about, had I played the Etchings last turn, I would have had a 5/5 Axonil, and then every spell is doing 5. So that is a real thing. I just was in a situation where ultimately it didn't really matter because I didn't have access to a burn spell at that time. Yeah, no attacks. We're going to hope the opponent doesn't stick their card and we can go off next turn. This is it. Do they have it? Right now, they could do 19 to us and kill us. No, they can do 16 to us. If they play a land, it's 17, 18. All right, so we're not directly dead yet. Though they could probably still kill Axonil. Or if they want to copy something, they can duplicate a bunch of things here. Not Axonil or Nissa, but possibly Flame Breathers, since they play a lot of spells. Okay, they're going to World Souls Rage that guy. Fair enough. There is some random good news here. That if we draw a 3 damage spell, that would be 4, and then for 5 mana, we could also, or 6 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd have 2 available. We'd be able to flip the Axonil back. So good news, they had to kill our Axonil, not us, and that's a second World Souls Rage. So we're still playing Magic here. And now Nissa is very likely to not attack. However, they do also have the other Aftermath Analyst, which they were going to find anyway from Nissa. So we can just assume they have like 8 more life and they're like 30. 32, I guess, or whatever. We'll see. Is this your way of just telling me you have another Nissa? Alright, I'll jump off of just one of these. Because there's no other reason you're attacking there other than just to try to kill my Flame Breather. And we're not really into that. Okay, that's what we wanted to see. They lost a Doppelgang, they lost a Sky Turtle. That's important. Those are important pieces of information. They're going to go up to 30 here. 2, 4, 6, 7. Alright. Alright, so we need a 3 damage burn spell. Actually, I don't even know if killing Nissa matters here. They have so much mana. I'm assuming they have another Nissa anyway. Man, if we can kill the opponent after they've gained like 50 life this game, it's going to be amazing. I don't know if we can, but, you know, we're going to give it the college try. There's the other Nissa. I guess so they just have an unblocked creature? Or untapped creature? They also were very lax, is the only word I have about that Nissa. So it makes me feel like there's already another one in hand, too. Don't need that. Take that damage. Yeah, we'll take both those. Okay, sweet. So we can... We dealt 3 already this turn. If I do 2 more, I can flip Axonil back and then try for next turn. If that's what we're doing, I think we're just going to kill Nissa here. If they have another one, they have another one. F it. Yeah, why not? Okay, we haven't played a land yet. We can still turn this up now. Why did you not use my colorless mana arena? It doesn't matter anyway. Alright. Decline. And we still have burn damage in hand, so this is all good. We'll decline that. We'll attack. Alright, opponent's at 16. And we've gotten enough life that we're out of lethal range. Oh, they're going to return something here. Looks like they got their virtue. Which is tough. Target creature or land. So they could return Sky Turtle. Or... I think Sky Turtle's the best they could do here. So that's not so bad for us. Alright, they're returning that, which gives them a pile of mana. That lets them return something else. And then they could easily play it for a pile of mana. Alright, what does Sky Turtle return? Target creature to its owner's hand. We might do this, y'all. This is going to be the most epic win for this deck if we can pull this off. But they have a lot of mana right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 untapped. So they have 21. Which would be 19 if they have another World Souls Rage. Alright, so they have Nissa. I think we got there. Oh my goodness. This is so sick right now. Hell yeah. Oh my god, this is amazing. Opponent gained, seriously, I think 50 life this game. We're gonna take all the cards. We're getting there, y'all. We are getting there. Hell yeah. Oh. I'm not exaggerating. I'm gonna have to go back through the video and I'm gonna hope I put it in editing and just count the amount of life the opponent gained. Crazy. This is the craziest win. Like, if this deck beats this, I'm assuming it could beat anything. Okay, this looks like a hand I think we have to throw back. You know what? I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to gamble. We have Epicure. We'll see what happens. This is probably a very ill-advised idea, but what this Lightning Strike does allow us to do is we can kill an early creature. Then on turn 3, we could just play Restless Bivouac. If we don't find anything, we could get rid of one Axonil and then just see what happens. Oh, we'll definitely want to get rid of an Axonil now. That's not great. Actually, oh, I messed up. I should have played the Bivouac there. I say that. Maybe there's a chance we still kill something. I think, though, this is just going to be a turn where we're just going to crack the blood token. So it would have been nice to be able to play something else. Oh, the opponent doesn't have a land. Assuming they have removal cards. And they're just saving them for something better. Which, you know, totally understandable. I wouldn't want to waste it on a Valerian Epicure either. Because that just seems silly. Because, I mean, otherwise, you're not keeping a 2-land hand there, right? Like, that doesn't even make sense. I'm going to go ahead and go with this. I don't think we need to use these other burn spells right out of the gate. And truth be told, if they play something with high toughness, we may want to shoot these at it. I don't know. Okay, they're gaining some life. Still just 2 mana, so if they didn't play anything last time, I'm assuming nothing this time, which looks to be correct. The question here is, do we get rid of something? I think the answer is no. That's kind of what I was hoping for. So if they have a removal spell, they'll turn Axonil into a land, and then we could play Quintorius, I think, if we wanted to. But I think this is safe. They have to have a removal spell, or they wouldn't have just, like, kept that hand, right? So they're actually doing us a favor here by killing our creature. They just don't know it. I mean, you gotta kill it. Either way. Like, you don't just keep that hand to not kill a creature. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, of course. Like, we expect nothing less there. Perfect. So now we just have to decide how to set things up. Oh, they're gonna help do our favor for us. Yeah, so we attack them down to 2. Trying to figure out the best way to set this up. Alright, I guess we just attack here. I thought about attacking with the land too, and then, but I didn't. If I'd had one more mana, I might have done stuff differently. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And then just say F it. Drain them for a couple here. Oh, for a lot. Alright, well, we might just burn them out. We won't even need Axonil, really, or Quintorius for the most part. Because they're going to go to 7. We can deal 6 to them, and then they'll lose one during their upkeep unless they have an instant way to draw cards. With, like, a Shieldred on this turn. But even then, we attack with both creatures and shoot them for 6. Like, that's still 7. So yeah, they don't even get back to their upkeep a variety of ways here. And that's a good part about this deck, is like, you don't need a lot of threats. Like, a lot of the games you'll see, we're likely going to have just 2 or 3 things out, and that's it. But had they actually had creatures, I mean, we did have a lot of removal to be able to deal with their threats, too. Yeah, I don't know what you want to do here, opponent. I mean, our land is lethal too, almost, isn't it, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they would go to 1. Yeah, well, that's it, too. Yeah, like, we had a bunch of different ways to get there. We had all the outs, as they say. Alright. Shoot-you. And shoot-you. And that'll do it. Like, even if they gain life here, they'll still lose another one. to the arena. Like, if they gained 2, they go to 4, but then they go to 1 and then die, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think they're realizing this as well, but they might, who knows, maybe they have some life gain thing during their upkeep, and okay, there you go. That gets you, oh wait, no, you need more than that, opponent. You need to discard another card. Ah, yep, you're dead. We will keep this. This deck does also play fairly landlight. So that's another thing. I think I'm only playing 23. Though, I do think you could go to 61 cards and play 24. I don't think it would hurt it. But, because we have stuff like blood tokens and whatever, and, you know, we have adventures and all this stuff, we don't have to go too crazy. How do I want to kill this? I think I definitely want to kill it. I'll just take the point now, because why wait? Alright. Usually, the good news is that we won't end up taking a ton of damage, or care about taking a ton of damage, because they're just trying to kill us with Toxic, so it's all good. Probably should have just played the Heartflame Duelist here, and just try to fight with it. It's probably a better option. Archdruid's Charm. Probably going to go looking for Venerated Rotpriests. Yep, yeah, that makes sense. Now this gets interesting because you almost want to keep like 2 ways to target it. So I think I'm just going to do this because it's not that mana efficient on future turns. Then we attack. Alright, end the turn. Alright, you have a Rotpriest. Also now, if we go to attack and they try to block, then we can just shoot in response if they try to save it or something too. Especially since they only have a Merix. That also makes this interesting. I think I'm just going to shoot them for 2 here. I think that's the right play. Because I don't want to target them with this, or the creature, because then at that point, if they do something, then we just don't get the benefit of it down the road. I don't think the game's going to go that long, though. And if they block and try to save it, obviously, we'll just kill it. Alright. That works. I'll take my 2 poison. And then they take 3. We go to 8 in the turn. Yeah, that doesn't really matter here. So now I think we're in pretty good shape. I'm going to go ahead and shoot them. We go to 5. I probably should be digging for another burn spell, but we found it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Attack. And that's the benefit of having all the burn spells. You make it hard for them to protect their little poison duder. Alright. You know what's crazy? I just realized we finished the game with 32 life. I wasn't even paying attention to my life total. That's awesome. Okay, we'll keep this for sure. Double Flame Breather's pretty cute. Triple Flame Breather's interesting. I don't know if I need 3 of them. That doesn't really help all that much. Unless I get a 4th untapped land on time, that could be kind of cool. Well, now I'm only going to possibly have 2 anyway, so we're back to square one. Go figure. And they're going to kill a Flame Breather with another cut down. Alright, well, we'll just play a 3rd one. If those are eating all the removal, then I guess so be it. Like, here comes Shieldred. That'd be a little bit of a problem. Though we could hard kill her. Wow, really? Opponent's like, F you, you don't get a creature. Yeah, okay. That is a wild thing. I'm going to go ahead and just attack here, I guess. I mean, if they play Shieldred, we're having to fire both of these off at Shieldred anyway. If they don't, then... Oh, Ashiok, that's a thing. Okay, at least we can kill an Ashiok here. Let's go ahead and off her. The problem we're going to have now, though, is their creature land does stand to pose an issue for us. Because they start gaining significant amounts of life. It's going to be really difficult for us.
The reign of flesh is over.
Draw a card and play phrase. She's going to be up to 5 now? 6. Alright. And the opponent had all the right removal. I don't know what we could do here. I'm genuinely trying to, like, process, like, what we need to be doing. We could double attack into Vraska. Not great, but it's something. Don't think this is really what we want to be doing, though. I also messed up on an earlier turn by using the Lightning Strike set Lightning Helix. You want to use Helix first, usually, if you have the mana, because turns like this, where you have less white than red, it becomes harder to cast.
Under my watch, neither vampire nor dire times call for dark.
Embrace the inevitable.
We can't win this, right? Like, I'm like, this has to be bad for us. I don't know. Oh, and they gave up anyway. The interesting thing is, I thought they were going to make the 2/3 and have a lifelinker there, and that's why I said, like, oh, we probably can't win here. But then I realized they just drew a card. They didn't make their vampire for some reason. Like, because at that point, now we can attack for 3, 6, 7, and then possibly kill them the following turn. But I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. So I mean, they could have gained some life. That's a weird game. Yeah, I don't know what they were aiming for there, but it obviously was just some type of Abzan control pile with a bunch of planeswalkers. I don't know what the white is in there for, but hey, we'll take it. That's one that felt like we may not get away with it. Ooh, no white mana. Yeah, I think we still keep this though, even with no white mana. The rest of the hand is mostly playable. And we can still use the adventure side in the meantime while we're waiting. But I mean, we have technically got a creature, a couple of removal spells, so it's like, you know. I'm going to go ahead and play this now, in case they play like another tap land and we just want to attack with the creature. Oh, well, they had a creature, so maybe, well, I mean, maybe we're still attacking. I was like, we're not attacking. I'm like, no, maybe we are. Maybe we are in hindsight. Do we attack or do we save this to kill creatures? I think I'm just going to be patient here. Because they might try to do something like just use their map and then we just kill the creature and we'll see. Exactly why we do these things. Now let's see if they have any lands. They look like they do not have lands. So that was good stopping that. Fantastic. Alright. We're going to attack with some things. And then we get to play this for the max value the following turn. Then we're off to the races. Alright, they found a Mirix, which gives them some different color mana here. Glyph? That's not fair. I mean, it kind of is. I'm gonna shoot the opponent. Like, if they're just on defense anyway, F it, you know? Alright. It's on you. Like, every spell becomes a threat now. And they almost have to match our number of blockers. Oh yeah, that's fine. We're not worried about that. Not terribly worried about that either. We have enough life that we can get by for a minute. An opponent can't really attack here. Let's go ahead and use this first. We'll take our one free card. So I should have waited to play land in case we find a tap land, but that's alright. We will take that action. Oh, perfect. We'll just start chaining these bad boys off then. Yep, this is where you get to see Virtue do its thing. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use it. Why not? Whoa, Arena. Let's tap this first. There we go. That's much better. I mean, I might as well. Sure, and I'll just scry, and I won't use the last one. And there's a tap land, where had I waited, maybe I could have played it. But that's okay. Opponent's at 4. I'm feeling pretty good. They can't really afford to attack here. We're going to decline. We know we've got 3 damage queued up. Yep, you got it. That doesn't get rid of an enchantment, though. Creature or an artifact, I believe. And what's funny is them turning it into a treasure actually does us a favor in a way. Kind of funny. Alright. Yep, that's gonna do it. Okay, let's keep it. This looks like a pretty productive hand. I'm into this. Have a couple of early creatures. Well, an early creature. Have some removal. Probably not going to worry about Axonil too much here in the early going. Oh, this is a life gain deck. So, this is actually not bad in the sense, I'm assuming, I'm not sure why it would be blue. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I've only seen black and white in these lists. However, we do get to just kill the opponent's things here. So, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and use this for 2. Normally, I would want to use the Lightning Helix first, but I already have other white sources. And I'm able to kill 3 toughness things if they were to gain a little bit of life or something. Going to go ahead and attack here. We'll play an Axonil with the assumption that it's not going to live. But if he do, though, like... it's about to get crazy. You gotta kill an opponent. Like, you can't let that sit there. I mean, I say that. They're gonna get a couple of life, maybe. Oh, that's not gonna be nearly enough, right? What can we do? We'll draw first. I gotta think about how much damage we can do here. So this is 4, 8, 12, 16... So not quite enough, but it's damn close. If this had been an untapped land, we'd finish them. Then what do we do here? I guess we just kill Shieldred. And then attack, because, like, you know, we still get some damage out of this. Alright, opponent's at 6. Still have lethal in hand. Backup plan is just play Virtue of Courage and then try to combo off that way. Okay, hey, Deep Cavern Bat keeps you alive. It's something. I mean, you need to have at least another blocker, because if you block with the bat, game's over. Or a way to kill Axonil here, I suppose. Which they probably have. Okay, they found more mana. They're still in this. Or not. I mean, we play this. That's a point. We attack. Alright. I mean, you can counter. Sure. And then attacks. So you still got to block. And then we're left with the Lightning Helix. I mean, like, it's all good either way. Alright, we got there. Yeah, I was assuming maybe they had a bounce spell or something there. But, yeah, that's weird, man. Weird finish. I don't know. The blue was just, I guess, to counters. But, yeah. Not the way I thought that game was going to go. Ooh. With 2 Lightning Helix, I think we have to mulligan that. This will keep. And, sadly, I'm probably just getting rid of the Epic here. We're going to see what we do with this. Do we get to play against mono red? Usually if mono red doesn't immediately play a creature, if this is mono red, it's because they have play with fire. Not that it matters, because we just put our 1 mana thing on the bottom of the library. Okay, we found a plains, so that's somewhat helpful. They didn't lightning strike us, or play with fire us immediately, so that's probably good news. Though there's always possibility they think they're playing against another red deck, and that can make things weird. Oh, hey, we actually don't take any bonus damage. That's kind of nice. Totally didn't expect that. Yeah, I'm just going to pass here. There's no need to get too aggressive because, like, against red, if you can just kill all their things early. I kind of want to save this for, like, Godric or something, actually. Let's use this. Like, if you can keep their damage off of you while you set up, you're not in a bad spot. I'm going to go ahead and do this. This gives us a couple of blockers if we feel we need them. Lightning Strike should still kill whatever they play on the following turn. And if we can miraculously go land into like Axonil Virtue, we're kind of going off a little bit. Now if they have a Godric, I'm not going to be able to kill it because it's 4, unless I like block and kill, obviously. Yes, I will gladly double block. There's only that in your graveyard? Yeah, hell yeah. Count me in. Not even remotely mad about that. We will pass the turn. Which currently we can shoot something and we can blood token up. So not terrible. They're going to the graveyard. They have 3 cards, 2 of which are squee. Adversary. Alright. Adversary trigger on. We'll go ahead and kill it. So we'll gain some life, deal some damage. Unless they have a rage here, which they might, but they don't. It doesn't look like. Okay, that's good news for us. Don't know what that last card is, but this bodes well. Alright. I'm definitely blocking. It's like, yeah, I don't know what that pump fake was about, but was going to be 0 hesitation blocking on this side. In case anybody was wondering. Alright, now we get to find out if it's like a Witchstalker's Frenzy or something here. We are at 21 life though, so we're not really under serious threat of anything happening here. Now the bad part is if we block and there's a Frenzy, I think we just pass. I'm not that interested. Like, if you found a rage, you found a rage. Whatever. I'm at 21. Like, you're just going to have to do what you're going to do. I ain't going to make it easy on you. I mean, this is 8 damage queued up next turn, just holding Axonil. So, there's no reason to throw it in the way. That's awesome bonus damage. Matter of fact, yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Because then Chandra ends up being probably finishing damage next turn. And I don't think there's a reason to attack, because that's probably just like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably a play with fire. Yeah, exactly. So if I had attacked with the Flame Breather, it probably would have died. The only safe attack would have been Axonil, but now we have safe blocks here, so it doesn't really matter. Like, and if the opponent all-out attacks here, they're just dead. And 2 of their creatures can't even block, so it doesn't even matter. Yep. Tap this for some colorless mana. Arena. And probably this. And we're going to go here. So that's 4. And then we get to look at some bonus cards. Oh, I tapped my mana. It's okay. It didn't matter. Like, we still got more than what we need here. And then we're gonna deal 4, get a red. Just get some extra cards because we can. And then we're gonna deal 4. We don't really... Actually, wait. Yeah, we do. There we go. We found it. Didn't need it, but there you go. Well, y'all, this deck kind of just dunked. I mean, like, literally, that's the only description I have. Like, I didn't think the games were going to go that well. I do think there was at least one where we got a little lucky and one where opponent may have misplayed. So, I mean, in full transparency, I don't think this is, like, the world beater. But if you're looking to play Axonil, like, this is the way to do it, y'all. I don't, like, I get it. It's cool to think about all the stuff you can do with War Leader's Call. But this has just been solid for me. I don't know what to tell you. I'm playing it on Arena, and it was good. I'm playing it now. It was good. I've been playing it in paper between those times, sandwiched between the 2 times I've been playing on Arena, and it was good. So, I don't know. There is one new card, though. I did promise you that we were going to talk about. And that card is Ty Joaquin, a Perfect Shot. This is an interesting card from the new set. And I might let something like Chandra get replaced with this, or I might let this be the 61st card. I don't know yet. But Chandra probably stays if things go more control aspect in the meta. If not, this card's really good. It's a 2-mana 2/3 anyway, but it says whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to a creature equal to that creature's toughness, draw a card. So basically, if it's a 2 toughness creature and you hit it with a play with fire, it dealt exactly 2 damage. What's really cool about this card, though, is that you can pay X and tap it, and if a source you control will deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much damage plus X instead. So you could start the turn by effectively saying, okay, I'm going to tap this for even just like 2. And then every time a Flame Breather triggers, it's going to be plus 2 damage. The Epicure is going to be plus 2 damage. You know, obviously, whatever you're dealing with Axonil on top of all that or whatever. So this is actually really strong for this type of burn deck. It's really, really cool. Something I'm going to try to work into a list, but figured I would share that with y'all because I think this card has gone overlooked because it only really goes into 1 or 2 particular types of decks. But if you like this type of deck, this is probably where this card's going to shine. Might want to try to find room for 2 of them. But if you want to play this deck, here is what we went with. 4 Commander Face Coxazon, 4 Play with Fire, 3 Voldaren Epicure, 4 Heart Flame Duelist, 4 Kessig Flame Breather, 2 Lightning Strike, 4 Lightning Helix, 1 Chandra, 4 Ojer Axonil, 1 Urabrass, 4 Virtue of Courage, 2 Quintorius Khan, 2 Plains, 8 Mountains, 1 Sekinzan, 4 Battlefield Forge, 3 Restless Bivouac, 3 Sundown Pass, and 2 Mishra's Foundry. I will also take the time to add in the sideboard that I've been playing in Best of 3, so if you do want to do that on Arena, you can have that as well. It's a sideboard I've been playing in paper, so it works there. I'm assuming it's going to work in Arena. But if you like crazy decks with big cards, we did play a really, really wacky fight rigging deck that had opponents conceding on turn 4 when you get a big Galta into an Atraxa. You should check that out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.